Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Mindy, and well, for the past year I've been researching buying a vintage mobile home, and recently I did just that. A real cutie pie. It's old, it's vintage, and it's mine, and it sits on land in a park in rural Oregon. And this is the story of how I bought my house, what I'm doing to it, and how I got scammed. I'm going to take you from the beginning to the end of this whole saga and what I did wrong, and what I would do different.
Well, I did it. This isn't my most favorite one, but it's definitely got good bones and it's got a lot of potential. So I just want to kind of let you know a little more details about it. So it was off Facebook Marketplace. It is a private sale. They had wanted $28,000 for it, and it does need a lot of repairs. Now, at first glance of it looks okay, but it has a really weird smell that I'm trying to figure out what it is, like of the fecal matter, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if that's the sewage lines. Now I'm just paying them $30,000. Out of my pocket, I have to buy the material. So basically, I'm getting the house with their labor because you see that? I still haven't had that taken off yet. And I'm not that strong. I don't have a lot of tools. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a finishing carpenter. I'm not a contractor. And I need help. I feel like for 30 grand plus, I will just shop Marketplace, Habitat for Humanity and whatnot, and get the rest of the supplies to get this house looking really pretty.
Listen to your intuition. It knows the way, even when you cannot see it. Good morning. It's another day here on the channel, and I'm standing right in the middle of my mobile home disaster. Okay. So the contractor has been ripping out the floor, and because it wasn't very pleasant smelling. So we're ripping it out, and we're taking out all of any place where there's potential for smell. Right out of the gate, I had all the signs. I mean, this is the oven, and we pulled it out. That is shit dripping down the stove. I'm not sure what this is behind the stove and on the floor, but there is signs of rat shit, mold, water damage, which, you know, I do expect things like that in a trailer, but I did not expect fecal matter. All of these spots that I'm showing you are dried shit. Currently, my kitchen, isn't that lovely? That's underneath the dishwasher. That's rat or squirrel poop, not really sure. Yeah. Pulled the stove out. That's what that looks like. That's not good. And it smells pretty bad in here. So I was hoping he would get farther last night. But I think happy hour happened. And my Rinpoche at the Buddhist temple has always been encouraging me that people are not who they say they are. They are who they show us to be. Believe their actions. So while my fake contractor is in the background here trying to cut the floor out with dull blades, we got this cabinet out, and guess what? That orange spot, that's dried shit. Yeah, more dried shit. Yeah. Rat poop. There was a toothbrush, hypodermic needle, Band-Aids, beer caps, plastic knives. I mean, Keurig cups. You see the spoon? I mean, you can pick out all the stuff in there. Who does this? Who puts cabinets over this? This whole situation has fried my nervous system. I cannot believe that I ordered and paid for new doors, a new stove, a new refrigerator, new flooring, and a new subfloor materials, and more, and spending 5 hours every night after spending all day working on this trailer. So I needed to take a break, so I took a break, went camping with the kids, but unfortunately, when I came back, this is what I found. Oh my God. And while I was away camping with the kids, my contractor fell through the floor. And yeah, sometimes I question my decisions, but we're getting rid of the smell. Yeah, so he fell through the floor yesterday, and now we have to go underneath and repair it. But that's good because we had to winterize it. But this is where we're at so far. He's got the electrical heater out now, and this is his little hangout spot to rest. Well, over the weekend while I was gone, let his girlfriend bring her stuff and store her stuff in here. And she's been showering in the shower. The toilet is plugged up. He hasn't fixed the plumbing. So he's let a complete stranger in this house. I'm buying this house. There shouldn't be anybody else in here. My overarching message is, when you see stuff that's wrong, it's wrong.
Well, that didn't go as planned. Oh my God, this is such a total nightmare. And I'm going to break down everything that went wrong, what you can do to protect yourself if you try to do something like this yourself. Well, needless to say, I'm canceling this sale. For the sale, they wanted $28,000. I offered them $2,000 above the asking price in order to fix the things that I wanted repaired. And I gave them a whole grocery list of everything that I wanted done, and they agreed to it. So my bad. I thought that I was getting a really good deal. I mean, $30,000 for a renovated trailer, exactly how I wanted it. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? That was too good to be true. So today is the day after yesterday. Coming back to that total nightmare just broke my heart. And I went into like flight or fight and crisis mode. It was the weekend, so I couldn't contact the management about what was going on because, clearly the people that own this trailer are nefarious and they're doing some shady things inside this park. And now I have a squatter in a house that I'm not even completely finished purchasing yet or renovating. Today, I went to the office and met with the management and told them what was going on. I told them that we have a squatter situation on the property and that I'm not the full owner of this house yet, so it is actually the twins' responsibility, but it's his homeless girlfriend's. And here's another thing I found out. Another pro tip if you're looking at purchasing in a park, go for a walk. Go for several walks. Go for a walk in the morning, go for a walk in the afternoon, and go for a walk in the evening. People will talk to you. People will be curious, like why you're here, why you're walking around, who are you, what are you up to? I don't mind any of that because I'm not doing anything wrong. So go ahead, watch me all you like. You've got good taste. Today, I've had 3 of the neighbors come around and they're like, did you know that he had a party in your trailer this weekend? And I'm like, yeah, they fell through the floor. And oh my God, I can't even make this stuff up. So 3 of the neighbors have come around to tell me that there were 2 ladies and him inside this trailer all weekend, partying it up. He wasn't working. He didn't make it any farther than he did last week, and he didn't make it any farther than the week before. Another thing that was a big tip-off was he didn't clean up after his day's worth of work. He didn't put his tools away or care for them. And then I started looking at the blades and stuff like that he was cutting out the subfloor with. They were completely dull. I mean, I couldn't even cut my finger with them, let alone cut the floors. And he was really struggling to cut this floor out. I think he was just doing it all on purpose because he just did not want to do this big grocery list. And I think they were hoping that I would just be like, oh, fuck it, I'll get somebody else to do this repair. And here's your 30 grand. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I've got all the time in the world. I've got patience, but I don't have a lot of money. That wasn't going to happen. So anyways, yes, the neighbors came around and they were telling me all about what was going on in my house while I was gone camping past weekend. Oh my God. I'm so blown away. Like I don't know why. I don't know why I just can't get behind like people suck. People are dishonest. People are shady. They'll lie to you. Because I'm not like that. I don't run through the world like that. I show up as who I am. I say what I'm going to do. If I don't, I let you know. You know, like it's very cut and dry. When people show you who they are, you have to believe it. I notified the management of the park that I'm not buying this house. No way, it's not happening, which sucks because I had to go through this whole process to get into the park. My credit report took a big hit. So now when I go to apply at another park, my credit score is going to be even lower. I mean, it's still high by today's standards in America, but I had a very high, almost perfect, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know, credit score. There's that. Not to mention all the time that I spent going around and getting doors and the floor and lumber and paint and cleaners, and I did some cleaning in the bedroom. I ordered windows, and I ordered a new stove and a new oven. I wasn't going to do a dishwasher. I had gone to Habitat for Humanity and got lower cabinets. I also got a new vanity for the bathroom because that pedestal sink is just stupid. And I have to return all of these things, and I can't return everything because you can't return things back to Habitat for Humanity. So I'm going to have to see if any of my neighbors here need any of these things. I'll just donate the cabinets to somebody. I will turn the doors that I had delivered because I don't want to pay a return fee for them to pick them up because I think it's $150 for them to pick them up and return them. And I had to pay a delivery fee in the first place. So there's all this time and money that I've wasted. And I could be really upset. And believe me, I was. And I am. This is such a huge learning piece that I want to share with you so that you don't make the same mistake. So the first thing, we did have a legal binding contract. I gave them $1,200, which to some people might not be a lot of money, but when you have only a little bit you're working with, $1,200 is a lot. That's a lot. So I gave them $1,200 earnest money, and we agreed on a $30,000 sale. I gave them a list of the fixes that I want to have done for the extra $2,000 that I was offering over the asking price, and that we would just take, you know, we needed to do it within like 90 days because I had to put a time limit on it or they would just go on forever. And they agreed to it. Now, I don't know if she talked to him and told him like what exactly he would be doing, but I'm sure, you know, first of all, he's not a carpenter. He's not a contractor. He's a nothing. He's a nobody. He's just an old man with mental health issues that loves homeless women. God bless him for saving them. But they are not allowed to live in my house. So I have a little list here trying to follow along. So after I went to the office, I sent an email to the seller, and I just kept it really short and sweet with not a lot of words. I just said what was happening. I wasn't happy with it. I told her what her brother had done over the weekend while I was gone. I sent pictures of the state of the trailer. I also noted and cited the neighbors that spoke with me directly about what had been going on in my trailer. And I said, this sale is over. Send me my earnest money back. This contract is null and void. It's not happening. And as I write, and I also CC'd the management with that letter so that they were in the loop and they could see what was going on. The worst case scenario for me was I would lose my earnest money but I could still get out of the contract. But the best case scenario was I could get my earnest money back and still get out of the contract. So that was my hope by sending the email to her. So I've called Fred. He's on his way over to help me return those doors. I have asked them to give me today to get out of the trailer and get all my stuff out of there. And that after that, the trailer goes back to them. So where did I go wrong? I was super anxious and I really, really want to live in this park. This park is in a rural area of Oregon, but yet close to a couple of cities that I go to go shopping and for my PT and stuff like that. And it's a doable drive, but it's in the country. It's private. It's got established old trees. It's a 55 and older park, which is something that I wanted because I didn't really want to be in a family park where there could be a little more yeehaw and partying and kids running around and screaming. You know, I just want a little more peace. So, you know, that was something that I wanted. It's also one of the cheapest pad rents in Oregon. Now, this particular trailer was not my first pick and it was in pretty lousy shape, but I wasn't afraid of that because anything's fixable. I mean, you have to have a can-do attitude. If you don't have that, well, You don't have a lot. You just have to go for stuff sometimes and just learn as you go. But I also figured if I could fix it up real sweet and stuff like that, and if I didn't quite like that placement or that trailer, that I could just sell it down the road. I mean, these are selling for a pretty good price. The other way that I went wrong is I don't know. I'm kind of torn about this. I should have had an inspection, but you know what? The stuff we found underneath the cabinets and everything, there is no way that an inspector could have found that kind of stuff. And that kind of like left behind detritus and disgust. It just speaks more to like what really went on in that trailer for many years. And I mean, honestly, the more we open things up and expose things, the worse it stunts. It just smells like a big infection in there. And I'm grateful that I don't have to live in it now or deal with it. Can it still be fixed up? Absolutely, but they're asking way too much money for it. I mean, if you could pick that trailer up for $5,000, because it's going to need about $40,000 or $50,000 worth of fixes. That's based on me telling you this because I am not a contractor. I'm not a plumber. I'm not an electrician. Nor do I pretend to be. You have to pull permits, which I planned on doing for things anyways. That trailer should only be $5,000. Now, another thing that probably would have been prudent of me to do is hire a realtor. Seriously, like it wouldn't have cost me that much money to hire a realtor, come in with me and look over the four corners of the agreement, as well as check any background stuff on it to make sure that it's okay. And they could have probably said to me, they might have even known things about this trailer. I don't know. But I think hiring a realtor to help you with a sale is honestly, this is like the safest way to go. Like, it's not like I buy a house very often. I mean, my only house I've ever bought, I did it by a private sale. I got really, really lucky, really lucky. You know, it's kind of like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. And that was the one time because I didn't get lucky this time. So since I'm looking again, this time I'm going to get a realtor because I can save myself so much heartache and grief and stress and unknown by having a realtor. Now, a realtor or an inspector is only going to be able to uncover so much. But at least going in, you know for sure, before you buy it, what you need to be spending money on. And these old trailers, if they've been neglected for a long time, they're going to need some work. But don't be afraid of that because, you know, it's after the hard work that you get to enjoy like almost a brand new home. And also moving forward, when I get my next trailer, fourth time will be the charm. Yeah, this is three times now that I've tried to buy a trailer and it hasn't worked out. So on the next one, I'm going to get a realtor. And then after the realtor, I'm going to get an inspection. And then after the inspection, I'm going to get multiple quotes. My other camera died. Okay. Where was I? So yeah, multiple quotes for contractors, electricians, cabinet maker, you name it. I'm just going to get multiple quotes. I'm going to go to Angie's List and I'm going to ask around. I'm just going to get a bunch of numbers and a bunch of people to come out and take a look at my projects to give me some quotes to see what I'm looking at for prices. Don't be a Mindy. Don't get super excited about the end goal without looking at the work that it takes to do something. The smell should have like been the big turning point or turn off or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. For some reason, I really believe that I could have fixed that place up and made it really pretty. And the other part, you know, the big thing too is location. I really did want to live in this park. It's back to the drawing board, or in this case, to an airplane. To be continued. Hopefully the fourth time is a charm. And I thank all of you for being here, riding with me on this freaking shit show of a ride of trying to buy a mobile home. Is it a good idea? I still think it's a great idea. I'm still excited to do it. I'm super bummed out that this one didn't work out. Fingers crossed I can get out of this contract. Fingers crossed I can get my earnest money back. You know, I did lose some days and time and some money out of my pocket. It could have been worse if I was 30 grand into it and got nothing out of it. Okay, well, as always, everyone, longtime subscribers, I have so much love and mad respect for you for sticking with me through these ups and downs. And if you're a new subscriber, lots of fun goes on this channel. I take out this HondaElement that has a tent camper in it, camping, which if I'm not careful, I'm going to be living in it again. And I also am trying to buy a vintage mobile home and restore it into my forever home. So please do touch that thumbs up, turn on your notification bells, share this out with other people that might find this content relevant, because it is a saga for sure, but it's not over. I'm still looking for that home, and I know I'm going to find it, and I'm going to take you with me. Okay, everyone? So much love from Oregon.
See that one? That could be a rehab. Oh, that could be such a good rehab. No yard though. Well, maybe a little bit of a backyard. Of all the channels that you can watch on YouTube, I am so grateful that you're here and watching mine. And if anyone hasn't told you today, I'm going to tell you I love you and you've got this. And so do I. I'll see you next week. Bye.